Acquiring server. Got server. Alrighty. Now live. Neato. Okay, quick check. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as many as we should have. Nicey nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're all loaded in. Right, does everybody who wants to have Sirenscape hear the tune?
Give me a sec.
So I know some folks were having trouble last time.
Yep, can hear it.
Okay, groovy.
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Okay. Groovunctious. So, everybody's tagged in, everybody's hearing stuff, and we're up and running. Okay, cool. In that case, then, I will turn off the rumble and the intro theme. And I will zip-zap us quickly to the intro sequence, and we will be back with you momentarily. Folks, hold on to your hats, if you've got them. If not, then, I don't know, think of something. Hold on to a...
Receipts?
Receipt, there we
Bollocks.
go. Go with that as well. Or your cat, as it turns out. Come here, cat.
Yes.
No, don't run away. Never mind. See, the one time. Anyway, I'll see you in a couple of moments, folks. Maybe with a cat at the end of it. Hello, folks, and welcome along one more time to the continuing adventures of the USS Navis. I am MJ the GM, and I will be your games master for the next couple of hours. With me tonight are the majority of the Navis crew. We are sadly without our captain tonight.
Which
Less.
is quite lucky they happen to be on a planet at the moment and not on a ship.
Yes.
I mean, it means you're in charge, so that's the kind of panic we're living with.
It's alright, you're all our backup characters.
Well, yes, quite, because last time we have actually done what really should be done, which is split the party. However, as has been noted, the benefit of having a whacking great starship is that you have a quite a nice amount of support characters with which to draw upon. So, just to give ourselves a quick recap on what's been going on, the crew of the Navis have been called to the Carina System, where the colonists of the third planet... Oh! Live long and prosper to you too, suitable substrate. Welcome along. Where was I? Ah yes, the Carina System. The colonists in the Carina System have been reporting accelerated aging, not just with their wine crops, but also their buildings decaying faster, and their children are aging rapidly. All very, very strange. Which is weird enough given what's going on, but then to top it all off, apparently there's Romulans on the planet. Not some wild conspiracy theory by a rogue vintner, but apparently an actual thing. So the away team which composed most of the senior crew, but not all, went down to the planet in order to get a better eye on what's going on, but in the process found that there were indeed Romulans in a cloaked installation on the planet. Went inside and found the Romulans in the process of pretty much evacuating their base, destroying everything, just to make sure that nothing fell into the hands of, well, basically these guys. So far we've come across one Romulan who is one of the guys in charge, perhaps, a Sub-Commander Detok, who said that the entire staff of the facility had been evacuated, but of course, as is natural to Romulans, he was lying. There was still some left over, as Andrews and Edwards and Ori discovered when they went looking throughout the rest of the facility. But they also learned that there's a Romulan ship that has broken orbit from the planet where the colonists are on, and is speeding towards the 10th planet in the system, which seems to be where these tachyon emissions that have been plaguing the system have been maybe emanating from. At the very least, they're the strongest in the area of the 10th planet. So, with that in mind, Captain Andrews sent a communication to Commander Vibers, who's currently in charge of we jump to that little endeavour. Is there anything I have forgotten that you need to ask questions of, or need to bring up some other points that I may have neglected to go over? I think that was the majority of it.
Not specifically, just that if we're able to, now we've had a combat moment, if you possible to... Oh, the ship's gone. I can't actually ask them to beam down a sound gun.
Sadly, no.
You mean...
No.
I believe it was given primarily to Commander Fazanen, because Keval has a lot of, and therefore is a bit more reliable with it.
He's getting better. I put some into it last.
Doing more security-based training, and therefore has been improving himself. So yeah, might
When he
be
had the
worth the
pass around,
consideration.
I think it was when he did the pass around. That was the only other one that wasn't science/engineering based, where he actually did okay on.
Yeah, absolutely. So something to consider for the. Fortunately, yes, the Navis is breaking towards planet, one of the outer planets in the system soon. No, unfortunately, you cannot get a sound gun. Those who had been left behind to interrogate the sub-commander have caught up with the rest of the team, so Nova, Bravo, Nurse Bravo, I should mention, and Dr. Bertram along the prisoner, so that the away team can investigate the rest of the Romulan facility, and we will get back to them as soon as we deal with what's going on in the Carina System. So, let's jump to the... We'll just do a little... take the away team just aside for a brief moment, just to represent them not being present on the bridge. We'll do some bridge ambience instead. So, the remaining bridge crew have been given the order to for the outer planets in the system. So, Carina 10. Ooh, my voice broke. I'm actually younger than I look.
Don't lie to me.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not authorized to answer that question.
Someone's channeling the nerdy teenager from The Simpsons.
And that's our first cross-franchise quote of the evening. Yes, indeed. Right, so, the Navis, I'm presuming, breaks orbit as quick as they are able and speeds out towards the 10th planet. So, you have got most of your supporting characters available to you. Kval Fazanan is, of course, still on helm. We've stuck Lieutenant Lenny on ops for the time being. Probably because we can't get that greedy Git Lachude to... grumpy Git Lachude to... actually, you never know what he and Vipers get up to, but that's another story for another.
Evidence of that at all.
So, yes. Speeding out towards the 10th planet. Outer planets in the Carina System are gas giants. So, the largest of the gas giants in the outer parts of the system, the largest is the 10th, complete with rather lovely rings around the planet, colourful rings. Now, unfortunately, as you are travelling through towards the outer part of the system, the interference is starting to get rather intense, caused as much by the composition of Carina 10's rings as much as the tachyon radiation in the area. But at least you now have a focus. So, is there anything particular you would like to do as you are heading towards the outer planets of the system before you actually get within immediate short-range scanning range?
Mr. Minot, could you get us a probe launched in that direction?
Second in charge of science, Lieutenant Orai's co-chief. Okie dokie. Getting a probe launched is no problem whatsoever. So, Mickety McMike, could you be your boy, Lieutenant Mono, for me, please?
Okay.
We are looking for him to give us a reason plus science task.
Let me pull him up.
He is right by here. Now let's see. Lieutenant Mono's foci, whatsits. He's got sensor operation as a focus, so you may as well use that.
Okay.
You've got 5 momentum in the pool if you wish to use it, but the difficulty for this is merely 1. So you got 2. Excellent. So you now got a full momentum pool once again. Nice.
Go, Manu! Yes.
Okay, so according to active sensors are having a hard time penetrating it, most of the interference, but Mono is getting a ping back on a solid mass that seems to be drifting around in orbit of the 10th planet. So, if we just quickly move everybody to
The 10th planet.
this little map here. So, you have sped away from the planet that the colony was on, so we'll make that disappear, but the 10th planet is the one with the rings around it, so hopefully you can see... Now you guys might just see a ring there, so I'm going to try and get both of them visible, if I can. Oh dear, the temporal anomaly has taken them both away. Yeah. There we go.
No.
Boosh.
Lenny, the sensors go... The view screen switches the other direction?
Sorry, Commander. I pressed the wrong switch. Wait a minute, it was Lieutenant Mono that was doing it.
Trying to fix, but button does nothing.
So, the Navis is drifting in closer and starts getting a pingback on a some kind of solid mass. Appears to be made out of tritanium. And it's at this point that Mono brings up visual scanners, which you're at least at a distance enough to be able to do. And as soon as it comes up, the shape of the mass is unmistakable. And this is where I would like a Commander Thazanan, and anybody else who wishes to assist, to give a reason plus command, or in Thazanan's case, reason plus con, so I will change momentarily. Reason plus con, please. If you could. Using starship recognition. Yes. Ooh. You can spend determination to re-roll those if you really want it.
Yes, let's do that. Nomination.
Let's see, so dynamic situations need to be tested. Oh heck! Okay, so the good news is you got one success. Badoo. Okay, so the silhouette of what looks like to be an old Constitution class ship is just kind of drifting there in space. And as you keep on course, you comes into view, and you are able to identify the what do they call it? Oh, I've completely lost the
Hull?
The serial number for it. Registry number of the ship. NCC 1145. The USS Hamilton. It's quite alright. Now, from what Kival Thazanan is able to remember about the Hamilton was that it was decommissioned nearly 40 years ago. Stripped of all its core components. Hang on a second, let me make absolutely certain of that. That I've got that time right. Yep, I've got that. Hang on. So, my notes back. So the Hamilton was fully decommissioned 40 years ago, stripped of all its core components, and recycled the metals as per the Federation standard procedure in decommissioning their starships. And yet, here you have the Hamilton, right here on your main view screen. And according to what Mono's sensor readings are telling him, the tachyon emissions seem to be coming from the Hamilton.
Mr. Keshin, hail that ship for you, would you? Audio only.
So, Commander, does that ship look like it's been decommissioned?
No. Before the tail comes fully online, Mr. Fazda, Mr. Mono, could you get me the prefix code for that ship? I want its black box.
Okie dokie, give me a second.
No response from the Hamilton, Commander. Sorry, I nearly promoted you. Sorry, sir. I mean, not sorry, sir.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Right then, prefix code. As soon as anyone tries getting the prefix code of the Hamilton, you run into a security warning. The computer responds, you are not authorized to access this information. What would you like to do?
Orion's again.
Shoot to kill.
We come in peace.
Yeah.
Go in pieces.
Yes. It's like
Mr. Courts, target that ship. Hold your fire.
Time for me to get another voice out.
Oh boy.
Target lock on the ship is difficult, Commander. Cannot get confirmation of lock.
Okay. On a 100-year-old ship? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Interferences apparently stopping Claude from getting a positive lock.
Bring us to yellow alert and let's pull in closer.
I think that's not the usual voice for Claw.
It's the closest one I found on it. That's a rush.
Captain's not on board, he's not putting on the fake accent.
Lord has many voices, unlike you insignificant fleshlings that only have one each.
Maybe he's got a head cold. Okay, so you had a security warning about trying to access the prefix code of the Hamilton, and you've not been able to get a target lock on the ship due to interference from the tachyon emission, so what would you like to do now?
Right.
I mean, the thing that occurs to me is you can try one of two possibilities that immediately come to my brain, which is you could either try breaking into the sealed records to see why it's given you guys, of all people, a not authorized warning,
It
or
does
you
sound
can
more like
contact.
something you would do, Navis.
It
Or
does, but I am I'm the captain at I'm the officer in charge, so my orders are actually on record. Rather than what I can sneak in the background and get away with.
there's also the admiral that gave you the orders to investigate the Carina System in the first place, which was Admiral Talara. If you want to maybe get some try and see if she knows anything about what's going on. Those are just my two thoughts.
Right. Mr. Fazanan, how active is that ship? Has it got power signals from it? Is it actually a live ship, or is it adrift?
In Commander Thazanan's expert opinion, the thing looks adrift, but there is evidence of power on it. As you close distance, you can see lights on in some of the some of the deck windows.
Adrift
What are
but
they
not
called?
dead.
Portals. We've just noticed that on Discord our captain has just popped up and has said, "What did you do?" So... Hi, Webby. Heckling from
Okay.
afar. Good grief.
We need to tackle this from a few angles at once. So, Latude, I need you to investigate a data issue for me. Drag whoever you need from main engineering.
You might have to tell me what data issue it is I'm investigating first, Commander.
We've got some records for prefix codes that we should have access to that are obviously coming up faulty as a denied. So I need you to grab a couple of computer experts and see what you can find out.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, might I suggest Ensign Kirst, since she is our systems investigation and audit specialist? And you know, is an ensign, so if stuff goes wrong, then I can roll this downhill. Sorry, we're still reading more comments on Discord coming over from our missing captain.
Latude's on that one.
Our glorious leader.
With the remaining senior staff, I could do with a security-focused away team ready to go. And I will be in the captain's ready room as I need to call an admiral.
Okie dokie. So, going at this from multiple angles. The first thing that you'll get notified of is that due to the immense amount of tachyon radiation being emitted from the Hamilton, beaming down to the Hamilton, even as close as the Navis currently appears to be, is a not very recommended action. You might end up on the Hamilton in an entirely different time period from which you arrived. You started off on, I should say. So it's probably wisest to take a shuttle or some such to try and board the Hamilton.
Caval? Fancy a day trip?
Any day of the week.
So, while I've
this
got
one's your
Latude,
thing to sort out.
Yep, well, I got Latude and Kirst are off doing this. The commander himself is going to be interrogating an admiral, so it's basically pull together an away team that's going to be going. So, whilst you're deliberating who you want to take on that, let's have Latude and Kirst have a good old think. So, let's have Sean, if you fancy being Kirst, since, you know, a different ship's cat.
Alright.
And who should we have as Latude? Gareth, you're Saki. Oh, sorry, what was that?
Typecasting him, aren't you?
Yes, and I'm going to typecast again by having Gareth be Latude, since Gareth is our resident Saki wit.
Yeah, right.
So if we're going to be trying to alleviate a certain security blockage, let's have a reason and engineering check with Latude and Kirst. Let's see, Latude has got cryptography and computer systems, so he can use either of those. Kirst has got computer expertise and computers as a focus, which means that Kirst can actually roll 2 dice rather than just the 1, and Latude can roll 2 dice, so neato. You also have a full momentum pool if you wish to spend it. That's 3 successes from Latude. Good grief, he's remarkably good at this, isn't he?
No comment.
5, good lordy lorks, wow, okay. This team a little too good at breaking into secure Starfleet records.
Very suspect.
So
Latude
when we
happening
say
in the monologue as he taps.
think they're all that, wait till they get a load of me. So what we're saying is that Latude is actually a supervillain in waiting.
Yeah, he has a special power to know he's an NPC in the game.
We are not
it's not
making
in
him dead.
waiting.
It's not
He
the
keeps
best
admirals.
superpower.
He keeps admirals in the buffer.
Actually, it was your captain. And actually, or was it admirals in the buffer as well?
She's an admiral now.
She's an admiral now. Okay, that's fair enough
okay.
comment.
I'll put this cryptology file here. I'll put the stoker I've got in the thing into Viber's room. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
So Admiral Stoker isn't in a cell at a mental health facility?
She is.
Well,
it's
one
just
version of her is.
It's just that's what Latude calls the transporters when no one's looking. The health facility, and each buffer is a cell.
We call it
You'd be amazed
Calcutta.
how often he gets away with that.
She's on holiday in Calcutta. Wink.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah,
Tahiti is a magical place.
yeah. Apparently, despite the fact we have teleportation technology, the transport times there are amazingly long.
Now,
She went in
while
the buffer,
that's
and
going
she's
on,
still away.
while that's going on, let's have Commander Kano Vibers have a word with the Admiral. You were sending a communique to Admiral Talara. Okay, so it doesn't take long because she assigned you to this particular mission. So Admiral Talara does respond within a short amount of time. So, how can I help you, Commander?
Admiral, I'm just giving a small status report and seeing if you can add some more information to what we are currently encountering. Because I have a feeling this might be another operation from a few years back in this area. We've managed to track down some of the time-related issues to a Romulan problem on the planet.
She cocks the Vulcan eyebrow at that particular comment.
The captain will be sending further details of that through once they finish their investigation, so I'm not going to comment too much on that at this point, otherwise we're at risk of giving you false information. But we've tracked a signal. We've gone and investigated the 10th planet in the system based off a lead from one of the Romulans being interrogated, and we've encountered what looks like the USS Hamilton, sir.
I see.
As far as I was aware, the ship was fully decommissioned 40 years ago, yet the records we have available are not available.
I see.
Do you have any idea why the ship might be in this system, sir?
I do not. That is a very telling discrepancy.
Is there anything about this ship that we should be aware of before we board her?
I am not aware of any such information. However, having brought that to light, I will use my own security access privileges in order to forward you any relevant data that I am able to find. Please allow a few minutes for me to access said data, and I will have it transmitted to you in a secure channel forthwith.
Thank you very much, Admiral.
So, with that, around about the same time that Latude and Cursed get their own access to it, Admiral Talara sends her own data packet, more or less after Latude and Cursed managed to get their own data on it. And so,
do the two sets of data match?
Thankfully, they do.
Oh, good.
So, what you get is that you uncover a load of... You are able to access a load of data logs, which are basically the captain's log of the USS Hamilton. A Captain Talek Shran, who was an Andorian, female Andorian captain of the Hamilton. So, first captain's log is actually at... actually, let me read you these. Captain's log, stardate 1425.7. Having arrived in the Carina System, we are ready to begin testing the tachyon weapon. Mr. Spruell, the weapon designer, and our chief engineer, Lieutenant Mattis, have assured me that all indications point to a positive and successful test. Mr. Spruell claims that the weapon will harness directed tachyon bursts to degrade any structure, artificially aging it and thus disabling any potential threat. Next log. Captain's log, stardate 1426.6. Despite the best efforts of Chief Engineer Mattis, the tachyon weapon is drawing ever-increasing power from our engines. The process appears irreversible. All efforts to stop or contain the weapon have failed. Excuse me. My first officer has suggested that we attempt to destroy the device, but Mr. Spruell was convinced that damage to the device could cause a simultaneous core breach and explosion of tachyon so powerful that the entire Carina system could be destroyed. Next entry. Captain's log, stardate 1426.8. The device has drained so much energy from the ship that we no longer have impulse power, and life support is beginning to fail. Reports are coming in from all ship's departments of structural failures in the ship's bulkheads and superstructure. All attempts to regain control of the device have failed. Antimatter containment is beginning to fail, and I have ordered a general evacuation. Next entry. The last entry. Captain's log, stardate 1426.8, supplemental. This has no commentary, but instead you see images of the Hamilton disappearing in a brilliant flash of light. So, with all of that, anybody who wants to, as well as getting some of the sensor data, can give me a reason and science task. Difficulty 2. Anybody who has got focuses in temporal mechanics or quantum physics or any kind of unusual energy particulates, that kind of thing, can go ahead and give me a check. So anybody, of course,
One
of those
time we need it, and Aura's not on the ship.
But that's why he has supporting staff, so...
That's right, Mono.
So you got Mono, Turin's got astrophysics if you really want. But of course, Vibers, okay, so if you want to bring
I've done one on my own, but let's get Mono and the science team to come up with what they can.
So let's get...
What focus can we use?
Well, let's get Mono to use his quantum mechanics.
Okay. And science and reason?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Alrighty do.
Mono rules.
He does.
Backing up with a Turin?
If you really, really want to back up a Turin, she gets to roll one. So can we have Alex? Can we have you roll as Turin, please? Looking for reason plus science, and she can use astrophysics.
Just no. Oh, reason, science, and astrophysics.
Yes, please.
Did that roll?
Not
Nope.
so far. We're waiting for it. It might be coming. There we go. I see the dice. 14. One success. Nice. Lots and lots of successes. Okay. According to the sensor logs that you've got, and from the explosion that you saw from the escape pod camera, the explosion of tachyon particles likely caused the Hamilton to be moved forward in time. You also discover additional files attached to the captain's logs. These files include the location of the tachyon weapon itself, which was apparently stationed in the Hamilton's engineering main engineering section. The plans of the tachyon weapon will also be found on the bridge's main computer. This, of course, goes hand in hand with realizing that the last communique you had from your captain was that Romulans were apparently on course for the 10th planet, and that was they had a head start. So chances are they've probably found the Hamilton too.
Fazanan, you're going to need an engineering crew with your away team. Since you might encounter 40-year-old temporally displaced crew members, I'd recommend not bringing any of the Klingons with you.
Well,
We still don't
probably-
quite trust them, but yeah. Now, but speaking of engineering, anybody who wants to can give, from the engineering lot, can give a reason and engineering check, difficulty of 3. To see if they can recognize the name of Damon Spruill, which was the name given in the captain's log. So,
Chief Engineer Bravo.
Chief Engineer Bravo, where's he at these days? He's down by here. So, Gareth, you haven't... Oh, you have rolled, so we'll roll back to somebody who has already... Mike's been doing lots of very nice rolls. Jan, you can be Bravo then in that case.
So, reason and engineering.
Reason and engineering, yes. Any foci that apply? Let's have a look. Not really. So he might want to get somebody collaborate on this. Let's see. Might be good to bring Claude on board, or somebody with some kind of weapon system knowledge. Probably Claude, actually. So if we have, let's say, Sean, if you can grab a Claude. But reason and security from Claude, just 1 dice. To try and back up Chief Engineer Bravo. Oh, it was a 20, rolled over onto a 2, very nice. 14 to 17 was also 3 successes in total. Nice, exactly what was needed. Cool. With a little bit of investigation, these guys both turn up that Damon Spruill was a weapons researcher for Starfleet during the early 23rd century. He was responsible for the development of several experimental torpedo designs. His later research apparently focused on detecting and eventually generating tachyon particles. Much of his later work went into the development of contemporary deflector dishes. So, there you are. So, last thing we want from you guys is an away team. So, who is going onto the Hamilton?
Commander, I don't know how you feel about giving up your chief engineer.
I mean, if you don't want to take any of the Klingons with you on this, then you do technically have a secondary chief engineer in Keth, who was your transfer from the Mapui.
Yes, but he's Klingon. And there might be some reactions.
Well, what I mean by
as
that
Commander
is...
pointed out.
Sorry, I didn't articulate myself properly. You
yes.
you can have your chief engineer come with you and leave Keth in charge on the Navis. Could take Stevens.
Stevens, that's also an option. Stevens has no engineering, apparently. I'll have to go, I think. And Stevens maybe want to take an additional Commander, you did say security heavy, right? In which case we probably want Bravo security. And we'll definitely want something from medical.
This is a good point. Nurse Bravo and Bertram are currently both otherwise occupied, so let's see who else we might use. Do we have any more supporting characters for the nurses on the ship? Ooh. I don't, so let's have a look in sickbay to see where I put them all. Right, sickbay was on a different deck than it was on the previous Navis. It was a bit further down, deck 8. There we are, so let me have a quick lookity-look-look. Let's see, we have Nurse Jenica Barony, Nurse Tabitha Tomlin, or the Vulcan Nurse Nutith, all of whom utilize medical nurse. So, who would you rather take? Apparently, Nurse Nutith is not only Vulcan, she's also half Romulan. I say half Romulan, she's part Romulan, so...
That might be useful.
Okay, so what I will do
In this context. And then we'll also need a bit of science, and then maybe some additional...
So, medical nurse... Where's medical nurse? Right, so let's create a duplicate of that. While I create a copy of Nurse Nutith that can actually be used. Keep deciding on who else you want to take.
We do need somebody's sciencey, so either Jenny Eric or Lieutenant Turing, I think.
Right, let's see.
Sorry about that. Phone's
That's
always
quite
ringing
alright.
at the worst times.
Door data. Let's find an image.
Commander, I was suggesting either Ensign Jenny Eric or Lieutenant Turing to bring a bit of science to the mission.
Whoever you want to take with you is at your disposal, so if you want... Turin's got a bit more seniority, but I've heard Eric's got quite a lot of potential from comments from the doctor, so take your pick.
I'm a bit wary of leaving the entire senior on crew missing from the bridge.
Yeah, take Eric, because I could do with having 2 science staff, especially if we've got more tachyon related problems here. What security staff are you bringing?
So far, it's myself and I was going to take either Bravo security or Teak.
If you have one, then I've always got the other still here, so I'd recommend take at least one, because
Villains.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get Romulan problems.
Not sure when.
Take the sound gun.
Wait, perhaps not in Teak. I'm not sure when the Zindi insectoids joined the Federation.
The
That's
Zindian sectoids are definitely they were post Enterprise time, so
Yeah, let's take Bravo security.
so is that enough? Fazanan, Stevens, Bravo Chief Engineer, Jenny Eric, Nurse Nutith, and Security Bravo. Good?
Looks like a good team.
Right. let's see then. So, naturally, as I have noted, a shuttle is going to be necessary for going over to... going over to the Hamilton. Whoops-a-daisy, it's all very dark. It's not dark. Make sure
We're gonna position the Navis in such a way that your approach is covered by the shadow of the Navis, as it were. You're inside our sheer bubble for as long as possible.
So for those who have got vision, let's see what you get. Well, so I want vision. Let's go with something a bit longer than that. That's better. Right, give me a second. I just need to give all away team members the ability to actually see where they're going. Now there's no atmosphere, so EVA suits are going to be necessary. What was that? Sorry, Alex.
Need some music then if there's no atmosphere.
Vision. Let's have everybody have that much. Alright then, cool. Taking the runabout is a bit of a no-no because the runabout's really big. And you're not sure how much parking space that's going to be necessary in there, so chances are good that a shuttle should be sufficient. Okay, so everybody who is going to the ship should have an VA suit. I am going to assume that. If you want to actually go to the item equipment store and do that, that's fine. But for the moment, I'm going to assume that you guys have got it. So, actually that's a good point. I need to confirm that you guys can actually access Nurse Nuteeth. So let me make her available to you guys. Yes, she is. Okay. Gareth, she's your supporting character technically. Do you want to access Nurse Nuteeth to make sure you can?
Yep.
Excellent. So feel free to land her with...
Xenobiology. Someone's been paying attention.
There you are then. Train your staff well. So if you guys want to give the away team folks a check over to make sure everybody's got the equipment you want them to take over. I mean, Mike, if you want to check Ensign Jenny Eric.
Okay.
Davis, if you want to check Bravo Chief Engineer. Sean, if you want to check Stevens. Alex, if you want to check Chief of Security.
Eric does not have an EVA suit.
So anybody that you want to give equipment to, like an EVA suit, feel free to add. You know where to find the equipment, yep? Do you need me to direct you to the equipment, Mike?
Is it under items?
Under items, yes indeed. Character equipment. And tools and under armor and protective gear for EVA suit.
Okay.
And just click, hold, and drag it over to the character sheet.
Well, that's pretty cool. I learned something new. Yay.
Yes. Thank you very much to the guys who made Foundry, and also to the guy who made the guys who.
Let's see what else. Well, I'll take the personal force field also, and let's see what else.
Just in case. No one will ever suspect I'm actually sentient moss, and the shame and faith of it. Soon Master Bertram will rule the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yep, somebody's been paying attention, definitely. Alright, so is everybody...
I didn't know the doctor's been working on his hypnosis lessons.
I don't
Hypnosis.
tell you everything.
A man's gotta have hobbies.
If you attended any of the Moss lectures, you know I occasionally mix things up.
Alright, everybody happy with the away team's loadout?
Yeah.
I mean, if necessary, and you want some of the folks who haven't got terribly impressive phasers, if you want to arm them with Type 2s, where they've got Type 1s, that's fine, because you are going into a potentially hostile environment as far as potential enemies are concerned. So the tech lot, I mean, Chief Security Bravo's already got it, but Chief Engineer Bravo and Jenny Eric and Stevens. Same goes for Nurse Newtith, actually.
Is that how you guys pronounce that?
Beg your pardon, sorry?
Is that how you pronounce G-E-N-E? Ginny?
Jenny, yes. Jenny Eric.
Huh. Okay.
Have one guess how we came up with that.
Jenny Eric and Jean Eric. They're both bad jokes.
Oh, God.
But then
Okay,
again,
hold on.
so is USS Navis when we get right down to it. So it's not like much of this is the naming conventions here are serious.
This is a proud ship with a proud naming convention.
Yep.
Thank you.
So yes, I don't consider it unreasonable if you would arm those who are lightly armed with slightly more powerful weaponry.
Like a phaser rifle?
Well, if you really want to, but
No.
best one, most capable with phaser Type 3's phaser rifles are going to be Thazanan and Bravo Chief in Security.
Every so often you have to listen to the DM when he says like, "Are you sure you don't want to go in there with more than a rusty dagger?" to the temple of quite inevitable peril.
I thought it was the Temple of Inevitable Doom.
No, that's just what they want you to think.
You're not supposed to tell them about the Temple of Inevitable Doom.
Yeah, that mission was scrubbed from the records for security reasons. Anyway. Alright, so we've got our away team. Any last minute bits of info bits of stuff we want to take?
Fazanan, remember these people might be 40 years temporarily displaced.
Alright. Although the captain's log indicated that the crew abandoned ship, so...
If they manage to get off in time or not.
Yes.
If the Romulans are interested in the ship, we might find ourselves with Romulans.
Yes. Okay, so once again, I will put the call out for any last-minute additions for equipment you want to use before I change the scene.
Just in case we get some more interference, are you taking any any pattern enhancers?
Well, if we have to take a shuttle to get there, I don't know if pattern enhancers will.
That's a good point. And worst case scenario, you can power up that ship and get yourself back out of there.
Powering up the ship seems like a dangerous option, taking into consideration that it was the ship which itself caused its own demise.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Are we happy with the loadout?
Not enough Type 3 phasers, but otherwise.
Please, it's Kaval Fazanan, and he's probably going to whip out the Yushan Tor and go ham.
Let's put out the Type 4 phasers. They're just Type 3s, but there's the number 4 written in freshly put on paint.
It's either that or the shuttle phasers on a backpack.
That could slightly better cameras.
Ooh. For times when the sound gun's too subtle, next weapon space fin, a personal micro torpedo launcher.
Shoulder-mounted micro
We can
torpedo
fit that
launcher.
full of. Fit that full with holographic torpedoes, and that's a getaway weapon.
So holographic micro torpedoes.
I think we found
Those
your
are called
next.
gyrojet.
I think we found your next science experiment, guys.
Maybe.
Shoulder-mounted micro torpedo launchers.
While they're prepping to go, Mono, Kev, I need you to be prepared for all of that ship to explode in a big pile of tachyons, and what we can do to save the system from being horribly doomed. Reports on my desk in about an hour.
Interesting.
Do we could blows up first, or
Many hoo-ha. That's an interesting point, actually. Can I get... I mean, Mike, once again, Mono is your guy, but if Keth is coming up with something as well... Alex, since you're the engineering guy here, you may as well be Keth. Can you access Keth?
Where is he? Keth. Thank you. Yes?
Excellent. Needless to say, he doesn't have focuses that have anything to do with this, but
Funny that.
reason and engineering, 1 dice, and reason and science for Mono using quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics? Subspace mechanics actually makes a bit more sense. Ooh, it was a 20 but rolled onto an 8. Well done, Keth. Nicely done. Mike, if you give me 2 dice on Mono, please. One extra success there. Okay. Both Keth and Mono reckon there's maybe something they can do, especially because the guy responsible for creating this tachyon weapon had a lot to do with development of deflector dishes that went on to become one of the very deflector dish your own ship uses. So as a result, it's possible you might be able to generate some kind of tachyon dissonance wave using the main deflector. It's iffy, but it's possible. It's more mad science from the ship that specializes in mad science, so it's a possibility if things really do go sideways. So you do have kind of a backup-ish plan. Okay, with that in mind, I would very much like to move us to a different location, as I also take us away from a rumble ambience. So, I am taking us back to the Romulan cloaked base, I suppose, as last we left it. So we've got Andrews and Edwards, Ori, Unit Hello, Nurse Bravo, Lieutenant Nova, and Dr. Bertram, who just recently got attacked by a pair of hiding Romulans, but also have a Romulan subcommander as a prisoner. Yes, someone was just about to speak up there.
I need to go for a few minutes.
Okay, that's no problem.
Unit Hello can play Ori.
Sean, how good is Unit Hello's
Now that we're
ability
dating.
to mimic the crew now?
We can scuttle very sexily.
It's just the way those arms wave, man. Yeah. Ooh. Anyway,
Undulate.
that's a good word, actually. I do like that. Undulate. Where are we? So, the last we came to this this area, it appears to be some kind of barracks for the Romulans. They left very little behind, but the last room the very, very end had a notice on the door that those who speak it's not Klingon, Romulan, those who speak Romulan or know how to read Romulan recognize that the doors on either side of the corridor you're currently in were numbered 1 to 6, but the door at the very, very opposite end of the hallway that you're in had Subcommander Taleria written on the door. So, with that in mind, and the fact that you've just been shot at by, you just engaged a couple of Romulans in combat, Bertram, Nurse Bravo, and Nova have just caught up to the advance team with their captives, so what would you like to do next?
I think we need to secure them and then interrogate them.
Okie dokie. How would you like to secure them? You don't currently have much in the way of security bindings. You didn't really bring that many people's security related down with you.
Pull some cabling out of a damaged wall or some wiring to something like that I could think of. So that, or if these bedding areas actually have, well, covers, potentially tear up some of the bedding and use it, tie them up.
I don't know what it says about me, but for a moment there I thought Alex was going to say manacles when it came to the beds, because apparently all Romulans are that way inclined. Manacles on the beds. Shows you where my mind was going. Anyway. Okay, if you really want to improvise some restraints from stuff, I'm sure you can find some.
See, I was going to say I could always have Bertram whip up something to sort of like partially sort of like sedate him chemically.
I mean, that'd probably be easier.
Yeah. Okay.
How good are you at making truth serum?
I have to admit, truth serum's not like I can give it a go. It's not something I've ever done before.
Let's see. I mean, biology or xenobiology would be the closest for Bertram to do. You could headbutt him again.
Just headbutt him to the floor. Dun dun dun. He done.
It's the last thing he'll expect. You headbutted him again.
He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, he woke up and thinks, today I'm going to get headbutted by a rather strange acting Betazoid. What?
That time you wake up, you just know you're going to be headbutted by a Betazoid at some point in the day. You just have that funny feeling. Anyway. Alright, are you piling these Romulans together in the same room, or are you putting them in separate rooms? Go to your rooms!
I'd probably say separate. So tear up each, from things from bed to keep them down. You come up with something to... is it technically unethical to use chemical coercion for truth, for interrogation?
Probably.
In that case, then we probably wouldn't be making a truth serum.
But sedating them so that they would
sedation
be able
would
to get away for a few hours is good.
So sedate them, tie them up just in case as well.
Are you doing the same to Subcommander Dutok, or are you still leading him around with you? Do you think? What's the feeling?
Oh, we've actually got the commander with us. Part of me thinks that Sophie would probably extend the courtesy of keeping him awake and actually doing the interrogation herself. So she would actually speak to him. Basically sit him down as okay, they had your little ambush. Clearly you're lying. Now you're going to tell the truth. It was basically a good cop, bad cop, I could probably imagine.
I just said, please tell me you literally voices. So I hope you had fun with your little ambush.
The captain would never say that.
I don't know. Would the captain say it like that? Possibly. Alright, so you want to sit this guy down in one of the rooms, presumably.
Yep.
And Andrews wants to interrogate, and who else do we want? I mean, one of the Betazoids would probably be a good idea as a result of their ability to
Actually,
telepathically...
be an actual, like... Yeah,
Nova, use your head. Nova, we need you to use your head for this interrogation. Funk. We meant read his mind.
Definitely on it.
I think we've settled on who else is in the room with the emergency services on standby. Alright, so last time you interrogated this guy, he let slip a few details because, you know, my rolls are that dang bad. But, nevertheless... Okay, Sub-Commander to talk. So you wanted to question him about what precisely? What else he might have in store for you?
To a degree.
To a degree. Okay. Can I then get... I mean, Sean being Nova, obviously. Ordinarily I'd say Alex, but you've recently... There you go. So, Jan, how about you be the captain?
We can take him to Ori's hot tub.
We have other forms of interrogation.
That's right.
The hot tub's your solution to everything. That time the wall was about to breach, you said to insert it into the hot tub.
Boss.
We'll use Moss as well.
That was presence and command, was it?
Presence and command, yes, please. And as far as Nova is concerned, insight and command to read the other guy. And he's going to have to... Go on, sorry.
Champion, with PTSD survival champion assist.
Oh dear.
Maybe
But,
I am using my head.
I was going to say, Nova's got so many of these, you may as well use another one. Bing! Let me see. PTSD survival champion. Not sure about that, because that's more specifically to people who have been through, you know, and suffer through combat trauma.
Survival training.
Survival training is more about other stuff. I will go with battlefield tactics, because technically this is another form of battlefield. It is a social conflict, so... And he's already slipped up once, so you know... Wow, those 20s are coming out now. Starfleet Medal of Honor?
Oh, is that the right one? Oh, sorry, Legion of Honor.
I thought as much. Easy mistake to make. Nova's like, here, borrow one of mine. I got plenty. Does the captain have Legion of Honor?
Yes.
Ah, yes, there we go. Oh, she's got 3 as well. Okay. The captain not to be outdone. Here we go. Marvellous. So that cancels out that 20 as a complication. Bada boom, bada bing. So we got nothing from there but 1 from you. And I rolled... Or did I roll? Did I roll? I did not. Right, it's my turn to roll as the sub-commander. He's going to try... Let's go with this. Now, for a Romulan, he's not actually... 2 successes versus your 1. Okay, so this guy is a lot more aware now that he's made a couple of stupid verbal errors. And seems more intent to clam up. But does enter into the record that, yes, you will find there are a lot more Romulans here than he at first let on about. But no matter what you do, you will find it's too late to affect the outcome of his countrymen finding the cause of the tachyon emissions and seeing if they can use it for the glory of the Romulan Empire. So it's a cookie cutter despot's response, so you're not sure exactly what you can draw from that, except for the fact that you shouldn't really trust a Romulan. So he said at first there were no others, and now that you've encountered others, he's saying that there's more, so take that as you want to. But nevertheless, let's have Doc Bertram come up with, I don't know, control and medicine to basically come up with the sedative that you need to knock these guys out for a bit. Are we sedating Sub-Commander to talk as well? Yeah, Xenobiology will do.
Okay.
Are we sedating Sub-Commander to talk, or are we still dragging him along?
3 successes.
Well, why not? If he's not going to be any more useful, we might as well leave
Knock him out as well?
where he's not going to be a threat to us.
Okay, cool. With 3 successes, Bertram manages to put together a concoction that will knock out even the hardy constitution of a Romulan. So, Nito, you reckon you've probably knocked them out for a good couple of hours, which gives you time enough to have a rummage around the rest of this location, if you wish to. With that in mind, let's say that we've closed and we'll maybe locked those doors.
Look and see if there's I think Ed was trying to find a console that he can salvage, or basically that's maybe breathe some life back into to try and get some information.
So far, every console that you've come across, especially the ones in the barracks themselves, are just reporting static, or are reporting that there's that the main computer is offline. So you're getting nothing out of any nearby computers, I'm afraid, for the moment. It seems the Romulans have been doing a very thorough job of
wrecking the place.
Yes. However, there's still the Sub-Commander Teleria room that you have yet to go in. If you want to check that out, or do you want to check another part of the installation out? It does, I do believe. Just check to make sure I'm not making this up. Yep. This space still has power, so that suggests it still has a functioning power generator room.
Because we do need to actually check that there are no other Romulans or other dangers rampaging around. If nothing else, we have a duty to protect the colonists from any threats, including Romulans.
So, a quick scan of... What am I doing here? The barracks. A quick scan of the area by where your tricorders suggests that past Sub-Commander Teleria's suite there is access to a number of other offices. And past those offices, you can see that there is access to a generator, what looks like the generator room. So, what would you like to do? I mean, do you want to check out any of these offices and suites, or do you just want to bypass them all and go to straight to the power supply room?
I'd say we probably need to systematically check each thing we go past to make sure we don't leave anything behind that can basically bushwhack us.
Yep.
Everyone good on that?
Also, hopefully we won't find any personal consoles. I mean, it's a push, but you never know. There might be.
Well, in that case, your best bet is to go through this door here, so... I'm assuming that's where you're going.
Yep.
So let's bring you into here and what you find. So, entering this room, you're nearly overwhelmed by the smell of burning plastic, as acrid smoke fills the air. Every pad, every computer terminal, even the sub-commander's storage space under their bunk has been destroyed with what looks like a disruptor. Just from a cursory glance, you don't expect to find anything in here of use. It looks like the sub-commander has been very thorough in their destruction. However, there is a route through to the further offices. So, once these doors to the administrative offices slide open, you see a dark corridor with flickering overhead lights. Red lights glow from beneath the metal grates in the floor, an obvious warning of danger. Directly ahead of you is an open door with smoke billowing out. To your left is another door. This one is closed. The corridor turns to the right, where you can see 2 more doors. Each door is closed and has Romulan writing on it. The nearest door is the one where their thick plumes of smoke are coming out. There's another door not far from that reads, for those who are linguists and can read Romulan, Sub-Commander Detok's office. Sub-Commander Detok, of course, was the guy that you took captive and questioned not long ago. There are 2 more rooms, but they're just labelled 3 and 4. So, where would you like to go first?
Let's see. I'll say head for the commander's office, but obviously checking the rooms as we go past to make sure that no one's going to come up behind us.
So, the first room you'll pass is the one with smoke coming out of it, so you're just going to give it a cursory look, or are you going to check in first as you move to the sub-commander's office?
I'm doing a lot of talking here. Does anyone else want to say something?
Yeah. Navis, Sean, Mike, anybody?
I like where he's going.
Like where he's going? Okay, cool.
Okay.
No
So
objections, no other thoughts, comments?
Definitely no thoughts. We are all mindless.
It's all right.
It would be nice to have a sound gunner out now.
You're mouse.
Yeah,
wait a
but
You
Think
listen
about it.
carefully, you can almost hear vibers on the breeze.
Actually, wait a minute. They must have some manual way of turning on fire suppression in these areas. They can't all leave it as being automatic. I think as paranoid as they are, they wouldn't have left it all to like one mechanism to go wrong.
Yet.
Because if everything is burning, then there must be some manual trip for it somewhere.
Well, it's not going to be...
unless it was a self-destruct, and it's intentionally bulb burning.
Okay, so the first room with thick plumes of smoke coming out of it, they appear to be billowing off of the smouldering remains of a large desk. The room appears as though a bomb was set off in it. The furnishings have burn marks and the terminals are smoking as they continue to melt down. The scent of burning plastic and melted metals burn your noses. A quick study of the room suggests that it served as the outpost commander's quarters. Anybody who would like to can give me a reason and security check, difficulty 1. I would suggest that Captain Andrews is a good one for this, so Davis, if you want to be the cap.
Davis should be promoted to captain.
Woohoo!
Again.
Since you haven't rolled in a bit. Anybody else who wants to assist with a reason and security check can do so. For Andrews, I will say survival training will come into this as a focus.
Okay.
That's 20 from Edwards. And Edwards does not have Legion of Honor. Okay.
Let me check something.
Edwards can still spend a determination to reroll if you want to.
Right.
Yeah, I will.
Isn't assisting counted as part of the? Never mind. Just determination.
Oh, blimey.
So it's happening, so we'll leave it at that.
Righty ho ho.
Can Andrews use her Legion of Honor on that?
Can you re-roll a re-roll? I think the question would be.
It's ignoring the ignore a single complication suffered on a task. So it doesn't necessarily say your task, on a task. So
it is my
good.
task. It's just they're assisting me.
Yes. Ooh, okay.
Was anyone else assisting?
Nothing. If somebody else was assisting, now's the time to do it. I mean, Nova's got security 4, so she might be a good addition.
Can do.
Okay. 1 dice, because everyone else apparently is blind by the acrid smoke. The smell of plastics, it burns the eyes!
Does that mean I can make the argument for daring insecurity, but not bothered about the gun?
Oh, go on then.
You dive into the fire in order to get that weapon.
Check me out, guys. 1 success. All right. Who knew? The one who, with callous disregard for safety, is the one who actually finds it. Yeah, it's Nova seems to be the only one who has the sense to maybe hold her breath when she goes in to have a look around. No one else notices anything. This damage was actually caused by a disruptor set to overload, so not a bomb. They didn't just shoot the stuff. They set a disruptor, probably a pistol, to overload. So they wanted to make sure stuff in here was destroyed. So it seems that whatever they had in this room, they had no intention of letting anyone discover what it was. Moving on, the next door is the one to the sub-commander's office that you wanted to have a look in.
Definitely.
So, it says on the door, Sub-Commander Detok, Department Chief of Particle Physics. So this door appears to be locked. If you want to try...
I will seduce it.
And if that doesn't work, Nova can headbutt it.
There we go.
Anybody who wants to try... Pardon me, sorry, Mike.
Oh, go ahead. I was being silly.
Which I encourage. But anybody who wants to try and unlock the room can do so with a reason and engineering task of difficulty 2.
Oh, I'll try that.
Okay. I mean, if you want to give it a good old...
Does computers help?
I'll say yes, because ordinarily it'd be like lockpicking, but everything's linked by computer, so it would make sense for computers to be the lock in this case. 10 and 13, 2 successes, which was exactly what you needed. So, rather than just plain seducing it, in his own way, Ori accesses the lock code and
That's right.
can tricks his way sexily
The
around
lock
that.
code to its heart.
Yes.
Thank you, Gareth. Kane won a claim for that one.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know how I'm going to square that with Starfleet Command. You made a good joke.
Made a good joke. Give me a promotion.
Right, so Ori manages to use his computer code's knowledge to bypass the lock, and with a hiss, it opens. So this appears to be very much the office of the lead scientist for this outpost. He's done a thorough job of destroying all of his research. Both of the computer terminals in this office have burning holes in them from disruptor fire. It also appears that he's blasted all of the pads in the office with a disruptor as well.
Jeez.
Anybody who wants to search this room can do so with reason and security. I mean,
Give it a go.
Those with security can definitely give it a good old whack.
I'll assist the captain.
Okay. Who hasn't rolled in a bit?
Well, I saw that go on to an 18.
Jan, do you want to be the captain?
Sure, reason and security.
Please. I don't know if Nova fancies getting in on the act before to save everybody from themselves. It looks like Nova's heading it, actually.
Alright.
Nova, you did well last time. You lead this. We'll help. Alright, Nido Burrito. 2, 3, 4 successes. So a very thorough search of this place you guys do. And you do discover a still functioning pad. This appears to have a copy of Commander Tatok's work on it.
I'd say probably check it for some sort of self-wiping thing or some sort of security or self-destruct protocol built into it before we actually access the data.
Now, doing that thorough check with that many successes, you do manage to discover, a security lock on the pad, but it's a basic one. You can bypass the security lock on it pretty easily. What you discover pretty much confirms what, in a roundabout way, Sub-Commander Tatok was going on about. It appears that according to the research data, that the Romulans detected from their side of the border the tachyon emissions coming from the Carina System, and this group of mainly Romulan scientists were dispatched to investigate. They've been embedded here for a goodly long while and have been doing such things as doing covert analysis of the population. They've been doing. They've been going out and grabbing samples of the vegetation and some close-up analysis of some of these structures that have been showing signs of advanced aging. So they've been here for a good bit, and their data seems to indicate that they've come to the conclusion that the tachyon emissions are definitely centered on something going on in the region of the 10th planet, but they don't have a clear indication as to what. They have got lots of very detailed information on analysis, even biological data being captured of the colonists, particularly the family with the young child who has got highly advanced aging. Nothing that you haven't already come to the conclusion of yourself, but it does once again prove that the Romulans have been here and conducting a lot of covert research. So you now have actual proof of it on a datapad. Nicely done.
No way to deal with it.
Nothing at the moment that you can do with it, but it seems to have led to the conclusion that their next port of call is definitely analysing the source of the emissions around the 10th planet. But the last entry on the datapad you find is a sensor log notice that a Federation starship, your starship, has entered into the system, and therefore evacuation protocols are to be initiated, and that's the last log on the datapad.
I believe if we translate exactly what the Romulan said, it translates roughly as, "Oh no, it's the Navis. Scarpa, lad, scarpa."
Yep. A paraphrase of a quote lifted from a Doctor Who audio drama, I hasten to note.
Of course, Jubilee was awesome.
It was awesome, and it continues to be awesome. So, if folks don't know what it is, Big Finish audio drama released a very, very cool Doctor Who audio drama that we noticed that Russell T Davis's, what was Christopher Eccleston? What number was he?
He was number 9.
Number 9. Their episode Dalek seemed to draw very heavily on Jubilee, which was
to the point that it was credited in the end credits for it.
Yes, was it? I missed that. There we go.
He's done it with a few stories, but Jubilee was the first.
Neato. So there we go. Check it out if you are that way inclined and like Doctor Who stuff. But anyway, that's enough of plugging other people's stuff. Free, I might add.
Now we shall plug these Romulan. No, wait, with Federation we don't do that.
Well, that's Aura's.
I mean, I was going to say it's his shtick.
Yeah, that's Aura's stuff right there. So
Yes.
the other rooms appear to be used for staff and logistics personnel, but once again, their terminals, the terminals in those rooms are smoking wrecks as well. Desks have been overturned, equipment has been blasted with disruptors. There are no more indications of undamaged pads or anything like that in those rooms, so the only place left to go is the power supply room, which is the one place left that you haven't explored. It's down a level, but it's easily accessible. So that's where this particular team will be going next. As a result, we are going to be switching scenes once again to go to...
Navis suddenly goes, oh,
Hamilton.
as the camera shoots back to him.
That was. Oh wait, the camera.
So, we find ourselves now joining the away team to the Hamilton. Now, the shuttle bay doors were already open, which makes sense because the last thing you saw of the Hamilton was the fact that they were evacuating their personnel. Unfortunately, when you do land, Thazanan has enough presence of mind to land the shuttle so that it faces out from the shuttle bay doors, out to the shuttle bay doors, so if you need to make an emergency exit, you will basically have a straight shot at going out. But one thing you did notice, I know it's pretty much a dark map for you at the moment, but somewhere not far from your current position, there's a Romulan shuttle landed in the shuttle bay already. Everything. Sorry, go on.
Do I recognize it as a modern Romulan construction? So it's not something from the same era. Okay.
No, it's definitely a modern Romulan shuttle. So,
do we still have good comms with the Navis?
At the moment, yes. It's a bit hairy-fairy. Actually, let me have a look at my... So we've already established that transporting here was a bad idea. Piloting to the shuttle wasn't that bad. The rings encircling Carina 10 are made of rocks and dust. Some were large enough to do damage to a shuttlecraft, but considering that Commander Thazanan is your pilot, that was easy enough to get past. When you were on the approach to the Hamilton, you saw that the ship was actually in much worse condition than you expected, given the amount of damage the ship had taken. You wonder if the hull is still actually intact. It seems, from your initial sensor sweep before you land the shuttle, that the tachyon bursts from the weapon are causing the ship to deteriorate at a much faster rate than perhaps you expected. The starboard warp nacelle looked to be badly damaged from meteor impacts. And as you circled the Hamilton, you could see that the ship's shuttle bay doors were already open. The Romulan landing craft was there. Considering that you asked the question, Jan, it's a very good question. Can I get you to roll me a reason and security task, difficulty 1, with your starship recognition focus? Two successes, awesome sauce. So, a regular Romulan shuttlecraft has space for 2 helmsmen and up to 10 passengers.
Okay, so that we could potentially be facing 12 Romulans.
potentially.
I'll contact the Navis and let them know.
Okay. Your communication is crackly, but still operational. So, your main access, or exit ramp, I should say, from the shuttle is at the front here, so what would you like to do?
Let's see. We've got...
What would Davis do? Sabotage the shuttle?
Well, it's not a
Get caught.
Bad idea, actually.
bad idea. But
Well, to
do we
be
have
fair,
space for Romulans on our shuttle?
they're Romulans that have invaded our territory, and they're currently invading our property. So this isn't like we're down there sabotaging their thing. They shouldn't be here.
Yes. I'm just worried about the extra people on board if we have to evacuate them.
Just to sort of like throw them out of the airlock, they can swim back to their ship.
Swim.
Dr. Bertram!
Dr. Bertram isn't here, remember?
Hans Bertram.
No, it's Nurse Nuffif.
I think let Commander Bravo security lead. I'll follow him closely, and then the rest can follow behind us.
Okay. So, let me see then. So, Jan's obviously going to be piloting his own man. I mean, Gareth, if you're alright with Nurse Nutith, because she is indeed yours.
I mean, staff member.
Yeah. Alex, if you're alright with Stevens, since Stevens is your engineering buddy. Davis, Chief Engineer Bravo, because, you know, Vibers is boy.
Fair enough.
Who have we got left? Mike, since Jenny Eric is Orai's science department.
Back a second, so quickly.
That's fine. So that leaves your fellow Betazoid, Commander Bravo of Security, for Sean. You all good with those postings?
Yep.
Smashing.
I don't know about this Tasman guy. Who's he?
Right then, off you go. You should have full control of your characters, and there's the door.
Commander Bravo, I suggest you lead the way. I'll follow, and the rest follow the two of us.
So, Sean, you with us?
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Be right back. That's so Sean is not with us for the moment. So let me lead.
What am I need to roll?
Nothing at the moment. I'm just saying that you're in command of Stevens. You've got control of Stevens for the time being. So. Alright, so that is not a huge amount of space, so let me increase your vision range by a bit bigger just to see how that... That's a bit better. Okay, so 30 is good, so let me change people's field of vision to be a bit wider than I gave it, just so you've got a bit more to see. Now, it's dark,
The
there are no
Romulan
lights.
shuttle is to our...
It's to the aft of your current of your shuttle, so... So let me just give Stevens as the last one to a longer field of vision. Right, cool. There we go. That should be everybody. At the moment you've got a limited view of bays where there would have been escape craft like shuttles. Smaller shuttles from the 23rd century.
Void.
There's Jenny, there's Chief Engineer Bravo. Field of view is currently blocked a little bit by the door, but as soon as the Security Chief and Commander Thazanan get within, you are met with basically an empty, echoing, cavernous shuttle bay. The shuttle bay doors are way over here, and you can see the twinkling stars of the system through the shuttle bay doors. So, the Romulan shuttle was over this a ways, some way in the dark. So,
I suggest we scan for life forms, whoever is best equipped.
Okay.
I will scan for muffins.
Because why the hell not?
That's right. That's how I'm feeling.
Muffins. Okay, so anyone who wants to scan for life signs. So you are looking for. I'm looking for a control and medicine and/or control and security. So whoever wants to volunteer for those particular tasks can try and do so.
I can do control and medicine.
Cool beans. Probably help with whoever's doing control and security. Which suggests Thazanan and Bravo of Chief of Security.
I'll assist.
Ready? So, Sean, you back? Nope. Yep. Oh, cool. So, Sean, you got Chief of Security Bravo. If you could give us a control and security check to scan for life forms with your tachyon.
Nurse nothing finds nothing.
Security protocol focus.
Yes. Yes, that'll do fine. So, ooh, blimey. Whoa!
Wow.
Betazoids are hot today. Okay, so there is a life form. There is a life form reading over this way, if you can see where I'm pinging. Seems to be within the Romulan shuttle, which is over this a ways too.
Is it coming back as a Romulan life sign?
Yes. With that many successes, yes, there is a Romulan life sign from within the Romulan shuttle. Ugh, subtle? Are the Romulans subtle? Yes. A subtle shuttle. Thanks, Gareth. We both weren't there at the same time.
Yep.
Subtly. So, yes, there's one life sign within what appears to be the cockpit of the Romulan shuttle. How do you want to do this?
We can either try and eliminate him.
Any sign that they're aware of us? Because they might be doing
Sure,
the exact same
but
thing that
landing-
we're doing.
Yeah, landing your shuttle, which would have used landing lights to at least show where you are. At the very least, your nacelles on your shuttle would have been visible, as would your impulse engines. So maybe the other guy, maybe the one Romulan was asleep or was looking the other way. You don't know for certain, of course. So far, nothing suggests that they're aware of your presence, but it's difficult to tell.
I think it's wise if we presume they know we're here.
Well, to put it this way, even if we cannot neutralize the Romulan away team, if we can neutralize their way off the ship, we will have a tactical advantage.
Sounds like a plan.
Fair?
So, once again, how would you like to proceed? I mean, the disadvantage you've got proceeding quietly is that you have EV suits with lights on. Not using the lights would... Well, I don't know, you've got a heads-up display, you could potentially... Excuse me. Pardon me. It wouldn't be outside the realms of reason and possibility that your EVA suits have got other modes of detection like night vision or infrared or some such that you could use to see without using your suit lamps. So you could try and be stealthy.
Yes, let's try that. I think maybe Security Bravo and myself move ahead of the group, or they can follow at a bit of a distance.
Okay. So making a stealthy approach is going to be a control and security check. The Romulan shuttle is over this way, where I'm pinging. So feel free to give me a control and security check. Security protocol for Bravo, I think, makes sense because, you know, you're in a potentially hostile environment, trying to sneak up on a thing. Security protocols as well for Thazanan.
Thazanan leading this one.
Good question.
I'll lead this one. So, sorry, that was... What was that in security?
Security, control and security.
Control and security, okay, I'll lead this one.
Being all stealthy-like. Ooh, nice. So anything that Chief Bravo would like to add to the mix is all extras. 3 successes in total. Excellent. Okay. So the rest of you can follow on behind your shipmates here. So far, so good. There's no indication that you have been spotted. There's certainly no disruptor fire coming your way or anything like that. Here is the nacelle of the shuttle.
Do I know where would the boarding access to the shuttle would be?
Probably at the back, around about by here.
Right, I'll tune the sound gun to Romulan.
Ooh, okie dokie.
You've insulted me and tune it to Falcon. I mean, don't do that, but still.
Okay, so Thazanan and Bravo have made it to the back of the Romulan shuttle. There is an access door basically here, but the access ramp is up and the door is closed.
Perhaps our half Romulan disturbances. Our communications hasn't been great. Maybe we can try and fake a situation where a member of the Romulan away team needs to gain access.
You want to try and bluff them out? Okay.
Oh, just bluff the hatch open, or the access ramp open.
Okay. Okie dokie. So... subterfuge. Ooh, this is going to be presence and... presence and command to do this subterfuge.
Ooh, anybody got any presence and command?
I mean, folks can help, obviously.
I've not got much in the way of presence of command, I'm afraid.
I might have an 8 and a 2. Is that better than most?
I've got an 8 and a 3.
Got a 9 and a 2.
I'll assist.
Alright. I guess I'll take the lead. Presence and command, but I will use a focus for adventure.
Okay. Chief Engineer Bravo generates 1 success. Chief of Security Bravo does not.
I'll spend a point of momentum as well.
Hey.
Determination it?
Yeah, determination and momentum.
That was, 3 successes, so 4 in total. This guy doesn't, but okay. Right. I was upstairs in your room last I saw. Anyway, right, so you broadcast on an open channel, I take it, kind of thing?
Access ramp open. Comes failing.
What?
So basically,
he's garbled as me then.
No, he was deliberately scrambling his own sound there.
Okay. As I say, that was very well done.
Yes. All right. So there comes a reply. Acknowledged. Opening rear ramp. And yes, the door opens and the rear ramp comes down. It appears you've been successful in your ruse. Right, so access to the Romulan shuttle is now available to you. What would you like to do now?
Rear ramp.
Yeah, we go aboard.
Well, so far you can see what you can see, so the cockpit is over this a ways.
Sound gun at the ready.
Sound gun at the ready. So you see a helmsman at the end in the cockpit who is just kind of keeping an eye on his instrumentation. He looks like he's about to turn around in order to address whoever just came through the door.
I just realised that's quite a confined space. The reverberation of that gun is going to be horrific.
So you do have the drop on him, so you do get to make a control and security check to fire the sound weapon. Difficulty 2.
This is a critical situation, so I shall spend momentum.
Yep, and you've got hand phasers, not sound gun as a focus, so this is just going to go on pure talent. Wow, 3 successes, 1 over and above what you needed, so you can either put that to damage or you can bank the momentum.
Damage.
Whoa! Good lordy looks! 10 with 4 effects. My word. Okay, so 4 effects are area debilitating and non-lethal. Alright, I think we can take that as read that you basically take the guy out in one sonic screech from the sound gun. So just as the guy turns around, you activate the sound gun, and as has been noted in such close confines, the reverberation basically amplifies the effect, and the Romulan helmsman just kind of clutches his helmet,
Crumples into himself,
and yeah, just falls over, convulsing for a moment before he just collapses unconscious. Nice, nicely done.
I think the rest of the team can board the Romulan shuttle as well. Let's make sure it won't fly unless we want it to.
Okay, cool. So if you want to try and disable it, this is going to be a pretty much a daring and engineering type job. Anybody who's got any kind of focus in warp engines or power systems or anything like that that you can use to disable a ship with.
So it depends on how nice you want to do it. I suppose you could turn the phasers on it.
It entirely depends on how you want to do it. Good point. So
they open the door. That means they have a crew. That means we really, really don't want to be too obvious.
And also, let's not forget that so far you found 1 of the potential, I think it was 12 or more.
So we don't. we don't want to attract too much attention, so nothing
So-
that makes sparks or explosions.
What an engineering?
If you want to sabotage the thing, then daring and engineering will do nicely. I mean, Stevens can help on this. She's an engineer.
Yep.
And Chief
He was a
Bravo.
warp field specialist.
Hmm.
Does anyone want to
Daring.
do Stevens?
Daring, engineering.
That would be Alex.
Yep, I'm just doing it. Nope. I lost it. Give me a sec.
It's okay.
Was I leading or?
Supporting.
You're assisting. That's fine.
With 2 successes already, nice. So, Chief... Ooh, that was a... They were both 20s and both rolled over onto 8s. Blimey. Ooh! 4 successes in total, so your momentum pool is back up to full again.
4 successes on 3 dice. Not bad.
Not bad at all. So, yes, you do a pretty thorough job of decoupling their main engine and basically making it virtually impossible for this shuttle to take off. And if they want to regain power to it, they're going to have to spend time reattaching everything all over again. So you've effectively neutralized this shuttle, the Romulan shuttle. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Jan, you've gone very quiet for me. Has he gone quiet for anybody else?
A little.
After your magical ability to mimic a scrambled radio frequency, it seems you've gone very quiet since.
How about now?
Still quiet.
How about now?
Still quiet.
Now?
Still quiet.
Change.
May have been Discord. You accidentally knocked it off of. Discord has an annoying habit of changing devices. At least it does with me.
How about now?
Oh, that's better.
Alright, I'll have to change the settings again later. We still have the pilot to secure somehow.
Yes.
I guess we can restrain him.
If you really want to, of course.
I've got an interesting way to restrain him. That'll work.
Go on.
Oh dear.
We put him in one of their spacesuits backwards.
Okay.
All the release controls, all the release joints and all the rest are on the front somewhere. And they're not meant to bend backwards.
I was about to say, how flexible are they? Hoping Ori doesn't answer.
Well, the good news is Ori's on the planet in this system, so... The good news? I don't know. Is that good news?
If they're anything like the Federation ones, they're like solid plastic type things with masks on one side.
Now, how paranoid are the Romulans that they're afraid of getting stabbed in the back and therefore hitting the power plant of their own EVA suits from their own kind? So, Nevertheless, it sounds like a viable plan. Stick him in an EVA, put him in his EVA suit backwards. I like it. It's inventive.
Don't have to do anything clever. Don't have to tie him up. Don't have to figure out how to tie knots with EVA gloves on.
I was just thinking of some duct tape, but...
Duct tape works just as well.
It's the 24th century. They still have duct tape. Even the Romulans have got duct tape.
Science is gold, and duct tape is silver.
Thank you.
I do remember a certain sci-fi space opera series where they negotiated a peace treaty and an alliance with this other species because we had duct tape.
Okay.
Doesn't ring a bell with me, so nice. Fun.
Right.
Okay then, so we'll consider that guy restrained. Restrained.
I guess our next step is to try and identify exactly what happened to the ship. Perhaps go have a look at the engineering power core and at the bridge, or any place we can find logs or additional information and logs.
Okie dokie.
Supplemental would be to disable the rest of the Romulans.
So, according to your knowledge of the layout of a Constitution-class ship, because you are in the main shuttle bay, chances are the doors leading out of the main shuttle bay will be, I'm pinging them at the moment, over here, or its counterpart on the other side. That should lead you to the short corridor where there will be a turbo lift, probably in the middle, that you could then take. But of course, main power is mostly out, so you're going to probably have to shimmy around the turbo lift system yourself, manually.
Where's Nova now?
Yeah, Nova's missing all of this fun.
Right. Let's call our team Team Avengers. Avengers assemble.
Which is our other cross-franchise reference of the evening. Okay, so, rather big shuttle bay, so you basically can follow this wall around and it'll eventually lead you to a door. So let's see what Thazanan can see. So this is a main loading bay. This is a cargo area, as you can see from the WotC. WotC being the image of cargo containers. That means that the main door should be around here somewhere. You find it. This appears to be the door. It's stuck open. Whether it was that way to begin with, or evidence of the Romulans passing through, is difficult to tell.
Is there any sort of debris or dust or anything of that nature here?
This part of the ship has been open to the vacuum of space for a time, so if you're looking for tracks, then you could give me an insight and security check.
So, a lot of materials naturally tend to deteriorate in the vacuum of space.
Mm. But with that success, you can definitely see there is like a small sheen of ice crusting some of the surfaces. Not much, but enough to show that there are boot prints that do go, or what appear to be boot prints that do go this way, but I should say. Plus the tachyon emissions might also be making the boot prints degrade quicker than they otherwise would be. Any signs of a Zathras? Yet another sci-fi franchise reference for the evening. Now, are we talking
while you were going
Zathras?
through that last
Or
Zathras?
Zathras.
Or Zathras?
Don't know, it's a big family.
Jenny, that's just a cargo area, and there are no doors going out of that way, so. But it appears that the door that Commander Thazanan alleges goes further into the ship to the turbo lift area is going to be by here. This particular door. So.
Right, how many decks up do we think we need to go to get to where this weapon is to disable or stop it from leaking?
You are currently on deck 16. If you want to go to engineering, where the weapon apparently was last seen stored, or last catalogue stored, that's deck 15. Naturally, the bridge is on deck 1, so that's where the plans for the weapon are.
I think let's do engineering first.
It seems to be en route.
Yeah.
Up the ladders we go.
Okay, so give me just a second. Oops, daisy. Dear me.
This is where it turns out it was sat in the shuttle bay the whole time, and we're just not very observant.
Can I get Thazadan and Chief Engineer Bravo, who are at the front, to give me insight and security, please?
Any foci?
Individual? Or are we assisting each other?
You can assist if you want. No real foci,
behind.
no. So, Chief Bravo, not much help, but 2 successes for Thazadan. Okay, looking ahead, you reckon there should be a turbo lift entrance just slightly further, but you swear you just caught the brief flash of what looked like torchlight or some kind of, light source flickered in that area.
Life science scanners.
Yes, you can. Anybody who wants to give control and medicine, or control and security for a life science scan?
Control medicine.
Yep, sure. Sean, if you want to give the security chief Bravo his life form scan. Life forms. You tiny little life. Oh, wow. Good God. Security Chief Bravo is on the...
I selected the wrong Bravo to send a message from.
Definitely detect life signs up ahead. It's difficult to get a reading because of the tachyon emissions, but definitely life sign readings ahead. It looks like there might be folks waiting in ambush ahead.
Was
that sorry, Mike?
Nothing.
Okay,
I was
cool.
mumbling.
That's
Sorry.
cool, that's fine. Move up, please. Might have trouble incoming. Okay. Telepathically. Yes.
Telepathy's quiet.
Yes.
Is there a way to move around behind them? Anybody know the layout of the ship?
Is there a way to move around behind them? Not from the way you're coming from, no, sadly. The only other thing, of course, would be to send another team to the other entrance here so you can catch them from both sides.
Yeah.
Because where the life form readings are would coincide with the turbo lift entrance, which should be about here. So if there's life signs waiting for you there in ambush, then splitting your team and having one group come from this entrance, one group coming from the entrance you're currently at, would be a way of flanking them from both sides.
You're not getting on the keyboard.
You tell that kitty who's boss.
Yeah,
I mean, you can I would say that's why we're in this situation.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to say yes, boss, to the cat.
Wait, you're not? I've
No,
been doing
that's
this
how-
for 3 years.
That's how you get into this situation.
Of course. Which was my rather bad Andre the Giant impression. So.
Maybe myself and one other should go around for flanking maneuver.
Okay. Who would be the one other? Let's see.
It's really adventurous.
One security from Chief Engineer Bravo, 2 security from Stevens, 1 security from Jenny Eric, and 2 security, interesting, from Nurse Latif.
Patients can be violent.
Oh, the teeth. Well, then let's go with the Stevens.
Ooh. Is she enough to actually confuse them if... Oh, I was about to say swap uniform. No, we're in EVA suits.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Yes. A bit tough.
To do the tend... help they're attacking kind of thing.
Help, help, they're attacking. They forced me in a Federation EVA suit.
I mean,
With a Federation phaser in my hand.
I mean, as I said, if it wasn't an EVA suit, so we could just swap clothing, that was what I was thinking. For reality went, oh yeah.
I find reality really goes, oh yeah. And reality actually goes, ah, gotcha! But that's just me.
Reality will get you in the end.
Or as I call it, mundanity. I call it mundanity rather than...
No. I think Stevens has just been volunteered. Did I hear that right, Commander?
Yeah, apparently so.
You and me, flanking maneuver. It's going to be glorious.
I'm
Glory
sorry,
to the Empire. I mean,
I was saying we should have brought Kev. Well, his focus is a good day to die.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll just shoot them in the back. It's not something they won't expect.
I'm sure that's what their most armor.
They are Romulans. That is standard battlefield tactics.
Yes, indeed. Alright, so then as we are ready to move up behind them, I'll let Security Bravo know.
Okay. Alrighty, so Thazanan and Stevens are in position.
Come on,
Security Bravo has got a good idea of where they are as well. So, whenever you're ready, move yourselves up until you can see the enemy, and we'll initiate combat.
Shoot to kill!
Combat!
Let the pew pew begin.
Where's she going?
Alright, so Alex, if you want to move Stevens up.
Yeah, I was just looking back.
Cool beans.
Oh, we can see one already.
Yep, cool. So move until you can see one. It looks like there's 2 of them. Romulans waiting for you guys to make yourselves known, but then of course you get the drop on them. So, let me throw this into a niche. So you guys definitely get to start first, but they are expecting, so they will get to go second, unless of course you seize the initiative. So, let us begin. Oh, wait, wrong ambience. Let me go for this one. So, who of you is going first? Obviously, the recommendations would be either Security Chief Bravo or Commander Thazanan, so...
Let's say Thazanan.
I think let Security Bravo go first.
Yay. So then, Sean, you have got 1 Romulan in your sights. A control and security check with of difficulty 2 will get you a hit on a Romulan.
Okay, focus on. We'll go for hand phases. I'm not going to use the type 3, I don't think.
Okie doke. No problemo. Wow, good lord, you are rolling awesome as Security Bravo today. So, yeah, damn. So that was 2 successes over and above what you needed, so you can add an extra 2 dice to damage. Bearing in mind, these guys are wearing EVA suits as well, and therefore, good lord, count as having a semblance of armor, just as you guys do, but even so, good grief. 11 successes, 3 effects. Now, you didn't tune your phaser to do anything specific other than outright damage. So that's 11 minus 1 is 10. Good lord. That shot nearly takes the Romulan out in one go, so good lord. Blimey. For douche. Romulan is badly done by. Flinches back under a lot of stress now, so that was a success. Do you guys want to spend 2 momentum to maintain the initiative, or are you alright with letting the Romulans go next?
No reason not to give the initiative, given that we got 6 momentum. May as well use them.
Alrighty. In that case, do you want Caval to go next, or do you want to maintain the attack on this Romulan that Chief Bravo nearly put down?
I'm thinking that if I go next and I get an area effect, then that Romulan has got a good chance of going down anyway.
Okay, cool. So when you say area effect, you mean you're using the sound gun or using a phaser?
Sound gun.
Okay, cool. So knock off 2 momentum, and I will throw Thazanan to activation.
Seeing as I already tuned the sound gun, I shall use my minor action to aim.
Righty. Nice, nice, nice. Control and security difficulty 2. The ability to error.
I think for safety purposes, I'll take a point of momentum.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. 3 successes, 1 over and above what you needed. You can either add that one back to the momentum pool, or you can throw it onto extra damage.
Let's put it on damage.
Damage. El damage. Sans damage. 5 successes to effect, so no successes further. Okay. Then 5 successes and 2 effects, and it's got area debilitating and non-lethal. Area means it affects 1 extra target beyond what it already was. Yep, that guy, 1 guy is down. So defeated, not dead. Nonetheless, the sound weapon means that the EVA suit provides no protection. Two, 3, 4, 5. Debilitating. That was in regards to injury suffered, so that's no contest here. So, 1 down, 1 with a bit of a headache. So, seeing as you seized the initiative, you haven't needed to reroll because you hit very, very well. It's going to be Romulan's turn next. He's going to try his best to take a shot at Thazanan. Let's use guerrilla tactics. Let me see. You already managed that very well, so that doesn't assist him in any way, so we're just going to go for that, and I'm going to throw in an extra point of threat here to make it 3 dice. 3 successes, 1 over and above what I needed, so...
Ow!
So the Romulan gets a shot off with a disruptor pistol. Luckily for you, the pistol is a lot more easy to use than a rifle in this close proximity. So 5 successes, 1 effect, which is vicious, but because you're wearing an EVA suit, it goes down by 1, so it's actually just 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we can have... Actually, no, I've got to do this because... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stress off of Fazanan, unfortunately means that you suffer an injury. Now, because you've got an EVA suit on, what I'm going to say here is that the injury is actually suit integrity lowered. So until you get that repaired, your EVA suit resistance of 1 is going to be down to 0.
I've got tape.
That duct tape we were talking about earlier, in fact.
Yep.
The Romulan seems intent on sticking to this location, so rather than making a run for it, he is doggedly, determinedly sticking in this location. So whoever of you guys wants to go next can do so. So we're looking at Stevens, Jenny Eric, Nurse Nuteeth, or Chief Engineer Bravo going next. So who's up? I mean, for some reason, Nurse Nuteeth has got a security rating of 2, whereas the other 3 have got a security rating of 1. You...
Nuteeth would be funny.
Okay.
Gonna need to get within... Now, you can, if you wanted to. Stevens and Eric could actually assist by doing something like laying down cover fire.
I mean, she hasn't needed to shoot it, so she could just go straight into aiming.
There's that, but she's going to need to move in order to get to a position where she can shoot.
Yeah. Can Steve get a better shot in?
So Nuteeth can more or less move anywhere where she can see. In one fast minor action.
Yeah.
So move her to where you can see a Romulan, basically. Badoop!
There.
Okay. So likewise, with Nuteeth having moved there, Chief Engineer Bravo and or Ensign Jenny Eric can similarly move there so that they can themselves assist Nurse Nuteeth in her shot. Should they wish to. Okay, so Stevens has moved. Jenny. If Jenny wishes to assist, then basically move her down to about here-ish. So,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think I need to go for the day.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's fine.
No problem. Get well soon.
Right, take care, y'all.
Yep, no problem.
Happy to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
We will. Okay, so let's have... So Gareth's being Nurse Nuteeth. Stevens is going to be Alex. Davis, do you fancy being Jenny?
Yeah, go on then.
So let's have Stevens and Ensign Eric both roll 1 dice, control and security, as they lay down cover fire, in order to try and pin down the Romulans so that Nurse Nuteeth can get a good shot.
I'm assuming the focus of botany does not help here.
Nope. Both of you rolled 4s, so that's good. Jenny rolls 2, so that's 4 successes in total, which means that you get 2 over and above what was needed. So as before, those 2 can either be added to damage, or they can be added to the momentum pool, or any combination thereof. However you want to do this.
Damage to see if I can actually take him down before he can get a chance to act again.
Okay. Cool beans. Go for it.
Okay.
So...
So
Nice.
extra 2d6, I take it.
Yes, roll 2 challenge dice. Which was 3, which is a nothing, and a 5, which is a 1 with an effect. So, we got 5 successes, 1 effect. Neato. So, this guy has an EVA suit on, which provides armor resistance of 1, so it's actually 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not quite down yet.
Oh well, I tried.
Yep. Back around, round 2. So, as before, who wants to go first? Bravo of Security or Thazanan?
Bravo.
Bravo can go. Okay, Sean, if you can move Bravo until he can see a Romulan. There we go. It's going to be the same as before. Control and Security. Difficulty 2. On the money, bunny. Fadoosh. That was a good shot. Good grief. 10 successes, 3 effects. Lordy lorks, that one down. Both Romulans defeated. Alright. Criminy. So, yes. The Romulans left guards behind on the turbo lift, and you have now taken them out. So, that's 3 down in total. So, a potential 9 remaining. Nevertheless, here's the turbo lift access. So, you're going to be needing to make an ascent of either 1 deck or many more. Depending on which way you want to go. The initial idea was to go to engineering where the device itself was located. So, are we still on for that?
Yep.
Okay. So yes, exiting the shuttle bay, you run the main corridor that comes to the turbo lift access. The corridor is crowded with debris from the crew's original evacuation. The deck has started to disintegrate due to the effects of the tachyon emissions, which means that you can see the deterioration of the ship's superstructure. Luckily, though, for the moment, it appears to be holding, but you don't know how long you've got. So, the stress that Lieutenant Thazanan suffered has been regained, but the damage to his EVA suit remains. So whether or not you want to attend to that before you move on is entirely up to you.
It's but a scratch.
Who's got the duct tape?
So, engineers would be basically Stevens, or the chief engineer himself, or both.
Fetch me up, literally.
That was the control and engineering?
This is going to be daring and engineering, methinks. Anything to do with power systems will do.
Plasma systems.
Do you want to assist?
It's probably a better idea. Damage control and repair. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, sorry.
You've done that. The main.
Let's count that 16 then. If you're assisting, we'll ignore the 19.
Cool.
I mean, I don't think I'm doing either of those kind of roles.
Excellent. 2 successes with Stevens assisting. So, the damage to Thazanan's EVA suit has been repaired. So your suit integrity is back to normal. Nice. 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 So, you've got a bit of a climb, luckily only of 1 deck to you, and lift access is available. But when you get into the turbo lift that's obviously stopped here you do already find the roof hatch access to the turbo lift ladder, the turbo lift tube, is already open, so obviously the Romulans have been here before you and have opened the access. And it's with that we go back to the crew on the planet. So let's just group you guys up so that you're all together, so that when we get to where we're going next, I've got you all together. You did say you were going to engineering, which should put you... Right, if I put you here, I can cluster you all in and around and outside of the main turbo lift. One of you by there, one of you by there. Badoop. Badoop. With Security Chief and Commander Thazzanan in the lead. Nice. Going back to the Romulan installation. Base. So, we last joined our investigation of the Romulan base as you were moving through the various different areas, and you eventually come upon what appears to be the door to the power supply room. Even before you open the door, you can hear the humming of a power generator coming from this room. So I will switch the ambience over. And when you open the door, you see both the power supply and cloaking device for the Romulans' outpost. Large conduits run overhead, carrying power to the rest of the outpost. On the far side of the room, 2 Romulans are attaching a device to the fusion generator's main regulator. They are so intent on their work that neither of them looks up at you. What would you like to do? Oh, I got Subcommander Tatok, who should not be here with you, so... So you've got a brief moment to get the drop on these guys. What would you like to do with that brief moment?
I suppose the commander, if a captain, would probably instruct us to take up positions where we can got clear lanes of fire, but we also have cover, and then just... Would she say give an opportunity to surrender first, or would she know better?
What do you guys think?
I suppose.
I think she knows better. Especially given we've already had department up.
So just move into position and shoot in the back.
Alrighty. So you have a brief window of opportunity to put yourselves in positions. This appears to be the device that powers the cloaking device. And the main fusion reactor is, of course, this box over here. So, place yourselves how you want to place yourselves. Navis, feel free to take command of Captain Andrews. Jan, if you want to grab control of Ori. Nova's got Nova and hello. Gareth's got Bertram. Alex, if you wanna... You've got Edwards, pardon me. I forgot Edwards was there, sorry. And Mike has now had to leave, so can't figure anybody else. Nurse Bravo and hello should be out of the way anyway. So they could conceivably take cover maybe behind this much extra generator by here if they so wished. It's entirely up to you guys how you want this to go.
Yeah, alright, but back.
Hey! mean, there's extra cover by here as well, on this behind this little power storage container. So, who have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 of you. You got access to everybody. Let's move these guys over here. Alright, you're all set. So, one of you can go first. Well, 2 of you can go first because you got the drop. But then the Romulans will know you're here, so... Let's... do this thing.
Probably say most likely Andrew's, given he's the most combat ready. And then if there's one other person, yeah, I was going to say Nova is most likely to then sort of like quickly follow up.
Okay.
As long as you agree with that, Sean?
Yeah, no problems for me.
Quick to action. During the first round of any combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal cost to retain the initiative. So yeah, you can do that. You can have 2 of you go first without paying any momentum. Cool. So do we want Andrews or Nova to go first? Are we assuming Captain goes first?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Davis, if you wanna...
It works better if I'm unmuted for some reason.
Yes, it really does.
Funny that.
Control and security?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Battlefield tactics definitely
And
works.
preservation of life, because they're about to blow up a reactor and we're in the room.
Yep, sure. I can go with that as a use for your determination. And plus, she gets to roll a challenge dice to see if she can get the determination spend back. She does, so you don't spend any determination. Nice. Okay, so 4 successes. Good lord. So once again, that's 2 successes over and above what you needed. They can go back into the momentum pool or can be dedicated to damage in whichever variety you want it to happen. So, what do you think?
What's the consensus?
All into damage or save 1 because you're down to half momentum? Bank them all. What do we think?
Throw it all to damage and hope for the best?
Yeah, full damage on it.
Full damage.
Cool.
Okie doke. Full
Andrews
DACA.
did bring the phaser with her, didn't she? So the
More
rifle.
than likely.
Plus an extra 2, wasn't it?
Yes. Wow, that's not bad at all. 1, 2, 12 with 4 effects. These guys do not have any armor on, so she takes him out in 1 shot. Down goes the Romulan. Defeated, not dead. Kapew! This allows Nova to go next.
I'll probably just vault up whatever this thing is. Like
Righty, so, yep, moving is a minor to fast action, so you can get there easily enough. All within the same zone, so this is going to be daring and security. Because you got the drop on him, he doesn't get a thing back, so it's going to be difficulty 1. Utilizing your usual... Whoa, blimey. Sean's rolling really well today, folks. So this is unarmed damage with 1 extra over what you got. Cha, good lordy. 5 successes. 4 effects. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Sorry, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, I wasn't with this. So, basically doing like a flying, spinning head scissors kind of thing. Get the drop on the Romulan and kind of... Hurricane Rana even, and fling him away from whatever it was he was trying to attach to the main reactor core. So, fling! Catch him completely by surprise. As a result, What have these guys got? Now, Romulans being Romulans, you have just snuck up on one person, so he's gonna reach behind him and pull out a knife, which means that he is also doing daring and security, which I will allow Nova, of course, to do her own daring and security as this guy comes at her. With fisticuffs, smelly combat. Two successes. Wow, okay. So it's a no-score draw as the Romulan starts stabbing and swishing. Nova's own hand-to-hand skills allow her to basically parry, dodge, duck, dip, dive, weave out of the way. Nicely done. Okay, so it's a no-score draw. So, who would like to go next out of the remainder? Bertram, Ori, Nurse Bravo, Unit Hello, Edwards. I mean, Edwards is in a good position.
Yeah, Edwards will give it a go.
Okay, let's activate it.
What
was that, sorry, Ian?
I think Edwards has also got the best security out of the remainder.
Cool. Difficulty 2? Ooh, 19, that was almost right. Okay. Anything you want to do to rectify that miss, or are you alright leaving it as is?
As well as I could have taken an aim action as well. Oh well.
Do I need determination that applies here?
Not
Those
really.
who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. You know, aim.
No, if you want, okay. Do you want me to redo that then?
Yeah, you can roll re-roll either both or re-roll just the 19. So re-roll only one dice. That's much better. 3 successes, so in fact you get 1 over and above what you needed. And have 1 extra. Ooh, now, you can spend that 1 extra you just gave to re-roll 4 of those dice if you want to.
Okay, yep. So there's 4 dice.
Re-roll, so yeah, re-roll results 4 dice. That's a bit better. 4 successes, 5 in all, so yeah. Ooh, close. This guy is getting very stressed out that he's dealing with being shot at and being wrestled by Nova. So
there we are.
That's you don't. So who of the remainder wants to go next? I mean, there are enough of you that you could conceivably have Ori and Bertram try and pool their fire.
Yep,
I mean,
I'll go with that.
Bertram's got control 11 security 2, Ori's got control 10 security 2, so it would, just by the dint of 1 point, make sense that Ori assists Bertram's shot.
Bertram needs to move over here to
yeah.
be able to see him. Okay.
So 1 dice from Ori, 2 dice from Bertram. It's a good shot from there. 2 dice, so you get 3. So Bertram gets 1 extra to add to damage.
Science.
Shh.
I'm going to surgically change him from awake to asleep.
So you actually got 4 successes, 2 effects. So that was enough to render the guy unconscious. Nice. Both Romulans defeated within short order. But we are not quite done, because there is a device attached to the device attached to the ooh, why did that stop? Oh no, it just restarted. Woo! So still the device that they attached to the power core. So from Nova's vantage point, it definitely looks like an explosive device, and it is counting down. So it's going to be a very big kaboom if it goes off. So, yeah, what are you going to do? I assume you're going to want to disarm the bomb.
I mean,
Yeah, I was say, who's got the
to
skills to
assist. I say
disarm?
happy. It'd probably be Nova and Tinker, and I'm happy to assist.
So anybody who wants to try and disarm the explosive device will require reason and engineering or reason and security with a difficulty of 2. So whoever wants to give that a go can certainly do so.
Reason, engineering. I'm happy to assist.
Okay. Anybody who has any kind of foci in explosive devices or anything like that, which I don't think you do, because, you know, in the hands of somebody like Nova, that would be catastrophic. But
I mean, I'm hoping it might be a bit. Sorry, it might be much to hope for that they marked certain parts inside the bomb in their own language. You know, like drop this way up, please. Like a little
fragile, handle with care.
Thing. Yeah.
This way
What's
up.
fragile mean?
It sounds like not, so it's just going to be on talent alone, it sounds. So, yeah, whoever wants to give us reason and engineering or reason and security can do so. Obviously, Andrews is going to have the highest security, but whoever's got engineering will also do well. Nova! Good lord.
Nova's got this.
Really does. You're rolling like a demon tonight, Sean. The dice demon. Rather than a pair of horns, you got a pair of dice.
Diced them.
Makes sense, Nova's the closest. And tinkering and engineering would make sense too. So, 4 successes. Alright, This
is what Nova does to remove the bomb.
It swallows the bomb. That was our cross-franchise reference to The Mask with Jim Carrey, so thank you very much for that. You're able to... Okay, successfully deactivate the bomb. How much time have we got left? Beyond this room, there is one room remaining that you can access, that there is a door leading to on this side. So let me bring this back to means for this. So, you enter this room through 2 sets of heavy doors, much like an airlock. The inner doors are thicker and heavier than the outer doors. As you pass through the vestibule, you see several sensors along the wall that are non-functional. Unlike the rest of the Romulan outpost, this room has not been touched. Nothing is damaged, and you see no disruptor burns. This room's floor, walls, and ceiling are made from a different material than the rest of the base. The room also has its own power supply sitting in the far corner next to a large console. The fusion reactor is still on, but the console is off. You also see a sturdy square table about the length and width of the average human. Several conduits hang from the table and lead back to the computer console and fusion reactor. They were likely attached to a device of some kind. Anybody who wants to can give me a reason and science check. Any focus to do with materials and
metallurgy,
subatomic particles. Metallurgy, yes, will definitely count. And any of the weird and funky foci about things like subatomic particles, quantum-related widgy-woo, that kind of thing. But going on Edwards alone, 3 successes. Metallurgy. The Romulans appear to have designed the materials that make up the walls of this room to filter out most subatomic particles, with the exception of tachyons. That's a good point, actually. You got 3, I needed 2, so you get 1 extra momentum for that. It appears that although the Romulans managed to wipe most of the data from the computer's memory, you still detect there's some data remaining in it. So whoever wants to give me a reason and science check with a focus on computers and computer systems,
like
that kind of thing, would do very well. So that sounds like an Ori. And potentially Unit Hello. I believe last time we were here, Lieutenant Ori was making the sexy eyes at Unit Hello, so...
Time to elaborate.
I like the sexy pause you put on that, so yeah. I never thought I'd use the word sexy pause, but there we go. Right, so reason and science, difficulty 3. Reason and science for Unit Hello is 10 and 4, whereas for Ori it's 12 and 5, so it's probably good for Unit Hello to assist this one. So if you could do that, please, Sean.
I think Ori will take a momentum just in case.
Okay, cool beans. Because he's got computer expertise, he can re-roll one of those dice if he needs to. But I don't think he needs to. Good lord. That was difficulty 3. You got 5, so you regained 2. Nicely done. So, you managed to access the computer and see that it was dedicated to a single device used to detect, measure, and track tachyon emissions. Given the sophisticated nature of this equipment, this Romulan device is more advanced than anything the Federation currently has. It might be able to detect tachyon emissions from as far away as several dozen light years, so that would explain how the Romulans managed to detect the tachyon emissions in the Carina system. This does, however, mark the last room in this installation that you have to investigate, so there's no more left of this installation to explore. So, with that in mind, you've now got some rather interesting technology to steal from the Romulans, should you wish to.
We prefer the term liberate.
Well, they delivered it to us. They didn't want us to have it. They should have brought it to our planet.
So technically it's confiscating.
Yes.
Finders keepers, yeah. I believe the rule of the old Terran rule of dibs applies.
Dibs.
Okay.
On behalf of the captain, I think I'm obliged to point out that this is obviously confiscating because it has to be taken in as evidence.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. That is, of course, going to take a little time to organize, but excuse me, you've managed to gain control of the main power generator room, so you can deactivate the cloak, which will aid the Navis when it eventually comes back with being able to beam any bits of tech along with yourselves back aboard. And of course, this away team is going to have to wait for the Navis to come back before they can do any of that, but they've also got Romulan prisoners to deal with. But that pretty much is that as far as what the away team on the on Carina 7. Carina 7? Carina 5 actually it probably is, can do. And this also brings us to the end of this episode. So, we still obviously have the remainder of what the away team on the Hamilton end up finding, and whether or not they can beat the Romulans to the tachyon device that the Federation were apparently experimenting with back in the day. So, In order to find out what happens then, you'll have to, unfortunately, tune in next week to find out. So, I am hoping that everybody is here for next week, 21st.
Should be, yeah.
Should be, yeah.
Excellent. And with luck, we should have our captain and our chief science officer back with us.
Hey.
So, yes, this is going to be a 3-parter, it seems. So, nice. We will have to see what happens. And in that case, I will thank everybody who tuned in for doing so. I hope you enjoyed the episode. For everybody who is watching this on YouTube, if you did enjoy the episode, then consider giving us a like, as per usual. And because we throw these things out as and when they come out, it might be good to subscribe just so that you get and hit the notification bell so that you can get told when we drop another episode. In the meantime, I will thank you all for watching once again and ask you to do like the Vulcans do, which in this case is to live long and prosper. But also, if you come under fire from secretive Romulan types, then feel free to do like Romulans do, which is to do combined fire against those pesky offshoots of your own race, but also to engage in infinite variety, infinite diversity. Pardon me, in infinite combinations. Take care of yourselves, folks, in these increasingly troubled and chaotic times. Treat each other with respect, and we will see you next week, we hope, to find out the conclusion of this episode. In the meantime, hailing frequencies are now closed.